We will be reading a passage from Play of Consciousness, a spiritual autobiography by Swami Muktananda. Introduction by Gurumaja Chidvilasananda. Play of Consciousness. What a beautiful name for a book. It is a description of that supreme state which Baba Muktananda attained, in which he lived throughout the remainder of his life. The sages attempted to explain this supreme truth in countless words that fill volumes. Nevertheless, they always kept the key to the direct experience of that truth a secret between the guru and the disciple. For this reason, even though you may read the scriptures again and again, you can never grasp from them the actual experience of the truth. They repeat, for that, you need a guru. The extraordinary feature of play of consciousness, as many people have discovered, is that it can actually give the direct experience not only to one who reads it, but often to one who merely glances at it or touches it. Through the greatness of his heart and his compassion for humanity, Baba Muktananda has revealed in this book the highlights of his own spiritual sadhana. For this reason, you will find that its format differs from that of the ancient scriptures. Can spiritual experience be confined within a particular form? Nature always takes its own course. The wind blows, fire burns, and water flows, all in their own majestic ways. Similarly, everything that Baba has revealed to us in this book is an expression of the ever-changing dance of the universal consciousness. Just as God has assumed countless forms in the outer universe, the inner experiences that he gives us are equally diverse. One of the Shiva Sutras says, Vismayo Yoga Bhumika. The different stages of yoga are filled with wonders. Every stage of a seeker's sadhana is an aspect of the supreme truth. It isn't that every meditator has to have all the experiences that are so beautifully depicted in this book. Some meditators may not have any of them, but this does not mean that they are not making any progress. Spiritual experiences happen only for the benefit and growth of the seeker, and they vary according to the needs of each individual. As the awakened Kundalini purifies the seeker, it rids him of all his old impressions, blocks, and impurities. Because these differ from person to person, the process is unique for everyone. It is not necessary that everyone have dramatic physical kriyas. The Shakti is supremely intelligent and manifests in a way that is totally appropriate for each person. Just as the same food tastes different to all those who sample it, in the same way, this prasad that Baba Muktananda has offered us is experienced differently by each person who receives it. Because play of consciousness is self-explanatory, I need not fill your mind with a detailed description of what it contains, nor will I attempt to analyze Baba's attainment point by point. What kind of meter do we have that could possibly do such a thing? In the words of Thakuram Maharaj, for a person who has become a true friend of God, the creepers in his courtyard are like wish-fulfilling trees. As he strolls on his way, the stones in his path become wish-fulfilling jewels. The vastness of his knowledge cannot be denied. The darshan of such a being is truly rare. His casual conversation is more significant, says Tuka, than the teachings of Vedanta. Baba Muktananda was the embodiment of the supreme light. From his presence, there constantly emanated rays of the power of meditation. His life has in turn given life to many. It has served as a torch illuminating our understanding of the glorious and awe-inspiring play of consciousness. Invocation. This is Swami Muktananda sitting at the feet of his guru, Bhagavan Nityananda, in the village of Ganeshpuri in west central India. I invoke the lotus feet of Nityananda, the Supreme Guru, who is the blessing of all blessings, whose glance destroys all misfortunes and bestows supreme good fortune. I invoke the Guru, who is Parabrahman, the Supreme Absolute, who is free from stain and completely pure, whose presence easily bestows the state of Parabrahman. May Sri Nityananda, the goal of the meditations of the Siddhas, the foundation of Vedanta, the supreme witness realized through the wisdom of detachment, give us his blessings. May the Supreme Guru, Sri Nityananda, by whose favor man acquires new awareness, who transmits his own inner Shakti into the disciple through Shaktipat, and establishes him in a perfection like his own, award me full success in the composition of this work. I bow to Sri Guru Nityananda, the Lord of my heart, that he may give me his blessings. Nityananda, who lives in the world of Siddhas and yet pervades everywhere, who is the pure, conscious self, the divine power of grace to his disciples, whose grace is itself the knowledge of the individual soul's identity with the Absolute. I pray to Sri Guru Nityananda that he may bring this work to completion. Nityananda, who lives in the hearts of Siddha students, who is their supreme beloved, who enters them and works within them through countless processes and movements. For the perfection of my meditation, I bow to Sri Guru Dev, the Supreme Father, who is beyond both diversity and unity, whose actions reveal equality and awareness of the self of all, who easily bestows the state of perfection, and who is the guide of the Siddha path. O Sadguru, giver of grace, you yourself are the knowledge of perfection I received from you. You fully pervade everywhere, and Siddha students see you repeatedly in the blue pearl. O blue jewel, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda, I bow to your lotus feet. You reveal yourself within the blue pearl the instant that the ignorant notion of I and mine is destroyed. Meditation on the self is worship of you. Repetition of the mantra Soham is the invocation to you, and full surrender is the offering to you. The supreme bliss that pulsates in the wake of meditation is your pure essence. You are the adored deity of Siddha students, dwelling forever in the blue abode in the radiant cluster of consciousness in the Sahasrara. May Sri Nityananda, the self of all and the goal of thou art that, who dwells in Ganeshpuri and plays in the heart of Muktananda, shower on his Siddha students the nectar of supreme bliss and grant them eternal joy and everlasting peace. Book 1, The Path of the Siddhas. Part 1, The Importance of God Realization. God is all-pervasive, perfect, and eternal. He is in all things, both within and without. He is immanent in all beings and lives in the temple of the heart in the form of the inner self. Yet there are few who know him. Many deluded people do not believe that he exists, in the heart or anywhere else on this earth, for nowadays faith in God is regarded as false. Certain materialistic philosophies hold that the origin of creation is in nature, that the universe has no creator and is just an aggregation of atoms and molecules. Some people believe that God lives in some far-off Vakuntha or Kailas, or in the 5th or the 7th heaven, and that he is not manifest in the heart. There are also modern thinkers who question the existence of God because of the conflict, suffering, and misery they see in the world. In one place there are floods, in another drought, in one place famine, in another surplus. Why, they ask, do we see so much inequality? The rains do not come in time, there is no water to drink, only the tears that flow from the eyes. There's not enough grain for food, nothing to eat but the leaves of plants and trees. There are no houses to live in. There are no clothes to cover one's nakedness. Why is there such adversity? Harboring such ever-increasing doubts, the hearts of these people become dry and faithless. Yet there are many countries in the world that have plenty of food, wealth, and prosperity. The reason for this is their unrelenting application, their constant industry. Japan is a small country without much fertile soil, yet it is self-sufficient in food because its people have completely and with total faith dedicated themselves to the art of agriculture. An Indian proverb says, "The python does no service, the bird does no work." But people, like the Japanese, do not believe in such indolence. If people live lives devoid of responsibility and full of laziness, and then turn against God, saying, "If God exists, why are we hungry?" Isn't that just a mockery? Belief in God should not be used for your own self-interest, which means that you should not make a business of it in order to make your life complete. God exists, but man is in a sad state because he has turned away from him and lives without faith. I once met a family in which there were 7 doctors, each a specialist in a certain field. A boy in this family fell ill because he ate the wrong things. He took the medicine prescribed for him, but he did not change his diet. He got worse and was put in the care of another doctor. Is it right to doubt that the medicine of the doctors in his family was effective? The truth is that man gets the fruit of his actions from God, and the fruits correspond to the nature of his actions. If you want to know God, theories and speculations are of no use. He is perfectly manifest, but in a subtle form. He is the unmoving foundation of all our actions, inward and outward. There are many marvelous places in India, many abodes of siddhas. Can we see all of them? We cannot. But this does not mean that such places do not exist. In the same way, a great and divine power is manifest within us, working ceaselessly. To say that it does not exist is naive rationalism. It is God, the Creator, who has made this world a good place to live in by forming the outer world and the inner world in his own image, and then pervading both. If God were not in the world, who could live there? Who would strive to make his worldly dealings honest and pure? If the world is interesting and full of joy, it is because of God. His glory is boundless, and it is because of the existence of the Infinite One that we experience his taste and his sweetness. It is only because the bliss of the supremely blissful Lord is reflected in the world that we derive a little satisfaction from all sense pleasures and from all worldly actions. We find the shadow of God's bliss in the taste of food, in the sweetness of water, in the melodies of the rajas and rajinis, in the soft smile of blossoming flowers, and in the squeals of small children. If God's radiance were not in the beauty of many-colored flowers, why should we be so captivated by them? Why should we love them so? If mangoes, pineapples, tangerines, or pomegranates lacked his beauty, sweetness, and savor, why should they taste so sweet to us? Their sweetness and nectarine savor are due to that divine principle. There is so much sweetness in plain and pure water. How we love the sun, its bright rays of many colors. At the touch of these delicate rays, lotuses open up. Plants sway with happiness. The whole kingdom of birds is filled with bliss and begins to sing. Look carefully. Look with subtlety. These sun rays, these creepers, surrender to each other in mutual love and sacrificial worship and meet each other with silent speech. What divine music there is in the gently flowing wind. What a sweet, cool, happy touch. All this is the love flow of God manifest. But because man is deprived of the recognition of God, he sees the universe, which is the embodiment of consciousness, as something quite different. In his ignorance, he perceives only defects. This world is a perfect reflection of God. The Vedantic teaching, Sarvam Kalvedam Brahma, all this is indeed the absolute, is the ultimate truth. Everything is God. All countries, all holy places, all names are God's. Only in the eyes of men are there differences of high and low. Truly, all the religions of this earth are holy places of the Lord. All bodies of water are holy rivers of God. All the shapes and forms of the world contain the very sound of God's name. Endless is the glory, endless are the names, endless is the sport of the infinite. There is no end to God. However much you read, there is something left to study. However many holy places you visit, there are still more left to see. However far you see, there is always more ahead. Such is the pervasiveness of the divine principle, the divine vastness, more divine than the divine in his glory. Our lives are so short, our bodies so ephemeral, and this world so full of hazard and suffering that it is absolutely necessary to find God. But the way to him is very hard. Just as man has a bloodline, so the divine principle has a lineage. This world descends from God, who is without beginning. To doubt and speculate about this is not right. One seed produces another identical seed. The ones yet to come will have the same nature as the first. In this way, Brahman is gradually born from Brahman. The self of every man is an integral portion of Para-Brahman, God. From the perfect comes the perfect, arising in the form of perfection, remaining perfect in its perfect nature. When this is the true law, why do we human beings experience imperfection? Why do we feel broken and scattered? Why do we keep crying out and weeping? The reason is our forgetfulness of our own real nature. Although illusory, this self-forgetfulness is very powerful. It has been called ignorance, nescience, maya, or impurity. It is this ignorance that reduces the Supreme Lord to a human being, the universal soul to an individual soul, the free to the bound. Creating the notion of I and mine, it takes you into the painful world of dualities and gives rise to many sufferings. The only way to escape it is to realize God, to have the vision of the self. Chapter 1, the necessity of meditation for happiness in the world. There are so many things inside the human body. If even once man could discover his body in meditation, truly he would benefit a great deal from it. Who knows what there is in this body? There are so many chakras just in the head, so many different springs welling with nectar, so many clusters of nerve filaments, so many kinds of musical harmonies, so many different fragrances. There are rays from so many different suns, abodes of so many different deities. Though all this is inside him, man, tragically caught in his delusion, indulges himself in the arid world outside. It has become a common practice of man's life to behave like a dog who gnaws away on the dry shell of a bone, but does not gain anything from it. On the contrary, it drinks only the blood that runs from its own jaws. Like a dog, man digs for joy in the external world, but what does he get in the end? Only toil and dryness. The inner world is far greater than the outer world. How extraordinary is the place of clairaudience in the ear. How significant the center of sleep in the throat. It is here that the fatigue of the waking hours is dissolved. For no matter what man acquires in the waking state, at the end of the day, all that he has attained is weariness. Man can ride on a horse or an elephant or recline on a palanquin or any other vehicle, but at the end of the day, he is tired. He may acquire wealth, gold, and a kingdom, but at the end of the day, he has found only lassitude. He can see dramas, all the beauty of the world, vaults of rubies and pearls, but at the end of the day, he is weary. He can win all titles, all honors, but at the end of the waking state, it is Shrama Raja, the Lord of tiredness, who welcomes him. When he becomes the Lord or ruler of the universe, he will still get tired. When you go to sleep to remove your fatigue at night or during the day, it is in the throat center that your fatigue is dispelled. Only there do you fall asleep, my dear ones. Before you go to sleep, you take off all your ornaments, because nothing that you have earned is of any use to you while you sleep. If you even remember your cherished possessions or wealth, your sleep is interrupted. Sleep comes only when you forget your riches. If you cannot forget, then you take refuge in a sleeping pill. When you get up, you feel happy and dynamic. If you cannot sleep, you become restless, maddened, and tormented. This proves that sleep is a treasure, which lives in the throat center and which I call Shveteshvari, the white goddess. Here is located the Vishuddha chakra, which is with its presiding deity. If you do not see this throat center, where supremely joyous sleep is found, what will you understand of your own body? In the heart center, there is a lotus. Each petal of this lotus has its own quality: desire, anger, infatuation, greed, love, modesty, knowledge, detachment, joy, omniscience, etc. Within the heart is a space the size of a thumb, and here a divine light shimmers. The sages have spent their lives looking at this light. How marvelous is the heart center! How magnificent is the light in the heart space! How divine is the goddess Kundalini! As she unfolds, man's entire being is transformed. O man, when you have this infinite storehouse of qualities within you, what kind of happiness are you looking for in the external world? You do not meditate, you do not perform good actions, you do not take care of your precious body. How can you find happiness without doing these things? O unconscious man, wake up and meditate, not just for liberation, not just out of religious duty, not just for the laurels of yoga, not just to become praiseworthy, but at least meditate to satisfy your desire for worldly objects. You have been searching for beauty in all four directions, but you have not found it, and you have become tired. You look for happiness in movies and theater. You wander for it from country to country, and still you do not find it. What happens in the end? Looking for beauty, you lose your own beauty and become ugly. Looking for happiness, you find hardship and weariness. Now tell me, how much sincerity is there in your search? Tell me more. You search for savor in various foods, in tea, coffee, Coca-Cola, puddings. You go to restaurants and nightclubs. What do you actually get? In the search of joy, you yourself become joyless. Your face shrivels. Your money gets spent. In place of joy, you get disease. Your life passes by. Cooking and tasting all kinds of delicacies, you destroy your own sense of taste. Even the sweetness that was already there, disappears. You do not find the real, joyful, pure, and precious nectar that is in your heart. The same thing happens in quest of smell. You look for enjoyment in the latest perfumes, in sweet-smelling flowers. You employ the choicest scents from Paris. While you pursue fragrance, you become old, and eventually you find only stench. O man, meditate a little and see. You will find that at the place where the nose meets the eyebrows, there is incomparable fragrance. Brother, in this place, even bad smells are transmuted into pleasing aromas. There, the individual soul becomes full of the greatest bliss. Then you search relentlessly for delight in sound, in words. You hope that everyone will address you with courteous words. Who knows how many people you have tried to please? How many you have enticed for the sake of words? You look in the newspaper to see what has been written about you, how much praise you have received. You spend money and secretly commission a book to be written about yourself, and when nobody buys it, you give it away free. How mad you are to hear praise. What did my wife say? What did they say about me in that meeting? Yet, though nice words please you, you do not find true happiness in them. Your body is not vigorous. Rays of light do not shine from your face. You listen to good music, you learn rajas and rajinis, but the bud of love inside you still does not bloom. You do not hear that word which the saints have heard and spoken of. Soham Shabdahi Tai Purat Jalo. I found rest in the word Soham, and in the end you lose it. O soul of man, where are you going? You have heard everything, but you have not heard the word from the Guru's mouth. You have not heard the word by which you can drink the elixir of immortality, by whose potency the light of a new awareness begins to shine throughout your world. And look what you do to satisfy the sense of touch. You go completely mad. You try soft cushions, clothes, beds, strewed with flowers, but you don't find satisfaction. You look for it in velvet clothes, but you don't find it. You look for it even where it doesn't exist. Engaged in this search, you find another human form just like yours, and in it you seek the pleasure of touch, but you don't find it there either. Even that touch does not bring you comfort. You devote your life to the pursuit of touch, but you find nothing, and in the end your sense of touch becomes dulled. O unfortunate one, if your inner Shakti were awakened, the touch of the ever-blissful Para-Shakti would spread throughout your body. You would become an ocean of the joy of touch. Muktananda says, O people, meditate even to find the prized objects of your senses that you are looking for in the world, for these pleasures are all inside you, and you will find them there. Your world will then become full of delight. Your life will become heavenly. When through God's grace this inner Shakti is awakened, meditation begins to happen. Love the Shakti and honor yourself. Meditate within. Meditate on the inner Shakti by whose power you consider yourself you. Meditate on her by whose grace you love each other and surrender your souls to one another as husband and wife. The gracious and divine Shakti lives in both of you as your very own form. She is the same Shakti that Muktananda adores. It doesn't matter which sect you belong to, for none has forbidden meditation on the self. Therefore meditate. O men and women, no matter which caste you belong to, meditate on the supreme inner Shakti. No matter which country you belong to, meditate on the Shakti of the self. O simple-hearted people, no matter which political party you belong to, the practice of meditation will not be an obstacle. Do not consider a sect, party, country, religion, or degree a hindrance to inner meditation. Do not consider the position of a leader, official, swami, or head of a monastery as an obstacle. Meditate. Even if you're a Mandaleshvara, meditate. Don't consider your position to be an impediment to meditation. If it is, what is the use of your petty position? Whether you are a boy or a girl, a man or a woman, a celibate or a householder, a recluse or a sannyasi, meditate. Seek your own self, you will find it. Meditate on your own self, in your house if you live in a house, in the forest if you live in a forest, in the city if you live in a city, in the village if you live in a village, or wherever you may live. Meditate, all of you, whether you are a patient or a doctor, whether you are a defendant or a lawyer, whether you are a beggar or a rich merchant, whether you have good qualities or bad, whether you are virtuous or sinful, meditate. You will find the peace of yourself. The culmination of your search for the objects of the five senses lies in meditation. The culmination of your pursuit of art, poetry, dance, and liberation also lies in meditation. As you continue to meditate, the Shakti will soon open her hidden storehouses, and then you will immediately get higher meditation. When that happens, your true beauty will be revealed. You will come to know those divine lights that exist inside you. Because of their existence, your fleshly body becomes beautiful. Because of their captivation, you feel mutual love for one another. With the appearance of dazzling divine light during meditation, your first worldly desire, beauty, will be fulfilled. Your treasured beauty will be attained. Compared to that inner light, even the beauty of the God of love is minimal, and it is this light that husband and wife will see shining in each other. When this beauty is revealed to you, you will find your precious object. You will see the whole world as full of brilliance. When beauty is revealed, its companion sound arises. As sound emanates, you hear sweet and divine music. The treasure of nada, which is filled with infinite virtues, will arise in your head. You will get deep and pleasant sleep, such as the gods enjoy. Listening to this music, you will dance. It will chase away your indifference, your apathy, the worries of your mind, and the disease of erratic thinking. It will make the world look fresh and green, O voyagers of the world. The music on the radio, the news of different places, and conversation will all seem bland. You will save yourself the expense of radio and television. Not only this, but the sound will make you taste a divine elixir. The elixir released by this sound drops from the palate and is very beautiful. It is sweeter than the sweetest. Each drop is worth millions. It is worthy of being treasured by everyone. By taking it, you get rid of all sickness. As you taste it, you will be filled with joy, and afterward you will find that taste in whatever you eat or drink, whether it is cooked or uncooked, simple or dry. There will be no more suffering, no more want, no more feeling of I and mine. You yourself will become the vessel of this elixir, and subsequently you will find the elixir of love in your husband, your wife, and your children. Raso vaya sa rasam hayavayam labvanandi vladi. Indeed, he is the elixir by obtaining which one experiences bliss within. This is the essence of the gods, the essence of love, the essence of yoga, and the essence you have been searching for in the world. Without it, your life is joyless, parched, and barren as chaff. Look, the world that is now without joy will become full of delight, and along with that, your own life will also become full of happiness. O brothers, there is also fragrance. Where there is beauty, sound, and taste, there is always the fourth, brother, fragrance. When the divine scent that is inside man reveals itself, the entire world becomes perfumed, and the same fragrance spread throughout the house. As you sense this divine aroma in others, your mind becomes peaceful. Heaviness and dullness leave your body, and every limb is supercharged with vitality. Then, even if you lack things in life, you will feel fullness everywhere. You will feel divine love pulsing inside of your children and relations and teachers. You will sing that the world itself is full of love and equanimity. Oh man, there is the fifth object of your search, touch. You go through a lot for its sake. You crave pleasure, peace, and bliss through touch. You seek it in your beautifully adorned wife, but find only feverish heat. You touch her for perfect bliss, but get only perfect agitation. You don't attain bliss at all. However, when your inner Kundalini Shakti unfolds, her love will flow all through your body, through all the 72 million nadis. Her rapture will spread through every particle of blood, as a result of which you will experience bliss in every pore. Then your desire for the joy of touch will be satisfied, and your world filled with sweetness, bliss, and love. Consequently, the light that was lost will return to your eyes, your lips will become red, your dried up face will become aglow with love and will blossom. You will experience happiness in everything. Wives will become goddesses to their husbands, husbands gods to their wives, sons will become gods, daughters goddesses, Mothers-in-law will become goddesses, fathers-in-law gods, and neighbors as well will become divine. Houses will become temples. Not only will God be in the temple, you yourself will become God. You will behold exquisite beauty. You will taste nectar, smell fragrance, hear divine sound, and find joy in touch. In this way, how happy your life will become, you will sing. We will make the whole world full of happiness. We will show that all the three worlds are full of bliss and nothing but bliss. God is in the forest, God is in the mind, God is in ourselves, and we ourselves are in God. We belong to God alone. Saying this, you will dance all day in the love of God. You will repeat as a mantra, God is the husband, God is the wife, God is the intellect, God is the goal. You will understand that God is on all sides. The whole world belongs to God, and God maintains it. Dear people of the world, thus your house will become a place of pilgrimage, and both husband and wife will become divine. Your household chores will be an act of worship, and your worldly life will become your duty to God. Muktananda says, meditate for this purpose. Your daily needs are fulfilled in meditation, and meditation is also the place of rest from everyday life. Meditation is your friend, your guide, your wish-fulfilling cow, and your wish-fulfilling tree. Therefore, practice meditation a little every day. Chapter 2, Spirituality in Worldly Life. If man combined his worldly life with meditation and did his sadhana of meditation at the same time as his daily commitments, then the world, which had been filled with the threefold agony, the physical and mental suffering caused by oneself, by others, or by fate and the forces of nature, would become heavenly. It is simply because man is indifferent to God that the world is full of pain and suffering for him. If you made a sweet pudding full of delicious ingredients, pistachios, almonds, cardamom, but left out the sugar, how could it have any taste? In the same way, the world can be enjoyable only if you meditate on God. Through meditation, man can make the world his greatest friend. Without meditation on God, the world is full of suffering and pain. The truth is that life in the world can be a magnificent way to happiness, but only if God is in it completely. Without remembrance of God, without knowledge of Him, without meditation on Him, worldly life is crippled. It has no savor, no delight. Don't abandon the world and your near and dear ones. Don't waste your strength running in every direction in search of God. Don't lose yourself while you look for peace and rest. Beloved people, stay at home with your husbands, your wives, your children. Be friendly with your crafts, skills, and talents. Stay with your businesses and factories. According to destiny, you may be a rich man or a laborer, a king or a beggar, but God belongs to everyone. God belongs to the poor as much as to the rich, to housewives as much as to the gopis of Vraja, to ordinary people as much as the ancient sages, saints, yogis, and yoginis. Call on Him with love, meditate on Him with love, and He will reveal Himself within you. You will see the divine light filled with His love. Cool streams of peace and the nectar of love will begin to flow in you from the Sahasrara, and you will feel that you yourself are the incarnation of ecstasy. Not only this, but your body will become transformed. Then you will feel, indeed, I am that Shiva, I am that Rama, I am that Shama, I am. You will start singing this song with love. Your former weeping and wailing of many lifetimes will be destroyed. Your lamentation, I am unhappy, I am a sinner, I am poor, will end. Don't consider your body to be just a mound of flesh formed of the 7 elements. When it is not solely a place for the gratification of the senses, it is something wonderful. All holy places, all gods, all mantras, and all sites that bestow extraordinary powers are in it. I heard an old but true story from Bhagavan Nityananda. A couple once vowed to bathe in all holy places, to go around the whole earth and to worship all the gods. But for some reason, they could not carry out this vow. They worried and worried about this, until eventually they went to see a noble saint of great learning and experience and told him about their vow. The wise man said, "Don't worry. Not far from here is a couple who have become fully united with God and whose lives in this world are filled with Him. Through meditation, they have awakened their inner Shakti. They have completely purified the centers of all the mantras and deities in the 6 chakras, and through their dedicated practice of the great yoga, Kundalini yoga, they have become God. They are holy people. Mahashakti Chiti plays within them. They appear to be ordinary human beings, but Chiti pervades their blood and all the fluids of their bodies. All sacred places and all deities are found in them. They are completely absorbed in the Supreme Lord. Go there, walk around them 3 times, make them an offering, and think of them with your hearts full of love. Then your vow will be fulfilled." That is perfectly true. O dear man, God lives within you, as do all holy places, all mantras, all seed syllables, all deities. He is as much within you as he is in Kailas or Vaikuntha. Why exhaust yourself looking for him in different lands rather than within yourself? Lead your normal life and follow your own religion, but always place God first. Do not allow the teachings of any sect or devotional system to force you into thinking of yourself as ordinary, trivial, stupid, or weak. Do not lead yourself into destruction. Don't bring about your own downfall by saying that the body is without God. Don't make yourself an assassin of the soul by thinking that you are just ordinary. Don't kill yourself with your own hand by making yourself out to be insignificant and ignorant. Remember this saying of the Lord: "You yourself are your own friend and your own enemy." Knowing this, quickly begin the search for your spiritual welfare. To make your way in the world, you have searched out different colleges. You have searched in England and America, and at the end of your search, you have acquired knowledge and become an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, or a professor. Similarly, to find the peace of the self, to make your house into a temple of yoga, and to attain Shiva, even while being a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer, you must go and search for a guru. Chapter 3, the greatness of the guru. Realization of God is possible only through a guru. Illuminated with knowledge, the guru is a descendant of Parabrahman. We should acquire the sublime grace of such a guru, for until the Kundalini Shakti is awakened by the guru's grace, our inner light does not shine, the inner eye of divine knowledge does not open, and our state of bondage cannot be lifted. In this limited condition, it is not possible to enjoy the divine experience of Godhood. For just as in a dream, a king becomes a beggar and believes, "I am a beggar," so in the sleep of ignorance, the self becomes limited, and in that impoverished state, believes that it is itself the doer and the experiencer, believes itself to be small and insignificant, and thus continually experiences suffering. Therefore, if we are to develop inwardly, to attain divinity, and to arrive at the state of Parashiva, a guide is absolutely necessary. A Sadguru who knows the truth perfectly, who has spiritual power. Just as there can be no life without prana, so without the guru, there can be no knowledge, no unfolding and growth of the Shakti, no destruction of darkness, no opening of the third eye. The guru is more necessary than a friend, a son, a husband, or a wife, more necessary than wealth, machines, factories, art, or music. What more can I say? The guru is more necessary than health and prana itself. By his grace alone, the inner Shakti is unfolded. The glory of the guru is full of mystery and is supremely divine. He gives a new birth to man. He gives him the experience of knowledge. He shows him sadhana and makes him a lover of God. There are many gurus in the world. Everyone becomes a guru. Wherever you go, there are nothing but gurus. So many that people have become fed up with all their conflicting teachings. Whenever a guru appears, he starts up a new sect. He has never been anybody's disciple, but he claims to be everybody's guru. There are countless teachings, countless sects. It has become a way of earning a living, a business that doesn't involve any hard work. But this is not how it should be. A true guru awakens the inner Shakti of a disciple and makes him revel in the bliss of the self. This is what the guru really is. He is the one who awakens the inner Shakti Kundalini through Shaktipat, who sets the divine Shakti in motion in man's body, who gives instruction in yoga, who bestows the ecstasy of knowledge and the joy of divine love, who teaches detachment in action and grants liberation in this very lifetime. That supreme guru is identical with Shiva. That guru is Shiva. That guru is Rama. That guru is Shakti. That guru is Ganapati. That guru is your father and mother. He is a descendant in the line of guruhood that began with Shiva, the primordial guru. He is worthy of being worshipped by all. He makes the light blaze in the body of his disciple, gives him his blessing and grace, and then remains immersed in his own sport. Through the favor of the guru, man takes on the form of God and lives drunk with ecstasy. Such a guru is great and exalted. He cannot be understood by the ordinary intellect. The guru understands the ways of the world very well. He knows fully the laws of destiny. He possesses complete knowledge of God. Adept in spiritual matters, he is just as clever in practical affairs. Disciples who live under the protection of such a guru pass through the most acute difficulties with ease, and seekers in a Siddha ashram live fearlessly even in the most terrifying circumstances. The devotees of our worshipful Guru Nityananda were fearless because of him. Bhagavan Nityananda was a supremely divine guru. He lived in great secrecy, and his glory was not of an ordinary kind. He would grant the experience of paradise to his devotees in their own homes. Through his grace alone, without any strenuous disciplines, this great being would transform his devotees into yogis and seekers into priests of love. By his grace, he made his devotees perceive knowledge and showed them God and the world. His teaching to men and women was Paraspara Devo Bhava. Look upon each other as God. He was a perfect Siddha, one of the greatest Siddhas of Siddhaloka. The qualities of knowledge, yoga, devotion, and selfless action were perfectly blended in him. Though a yogi of great skill, he lived in a simple and ordinary way. He always lived in a thought-free state, as if his mind itself had become pure consciousness. People knew Nityananda as a unique, ecstatic yogi. Although omniscient, he feigned ignorance. Everyone called him Baba. He did not attach any importance to siddhis, miraculous powers. He believed that compared with God's miracle of self-manifestation, all other miracles are insignificant. The world is in God. What miracle could be greater than this? Yet sublime, wondrous, and secret powers lived in him, for it is quite natural for siddhis to live in siddhas. They became active in such beings without being invoked and keep dancing around them unbidden. Even the earth considers herself fortunate when such perfect saints walk on her. Bhagavan Nityananda was an extraordinary being and was renowned in the world. People remember him, tell stories of his virtues, and see him in visions as long as the sun and moon shine. He was a glorious being who was worthy of the greatest honor, for he was the perfect embodiment of guruhood. Singing his praises and remembering him, receptive people would get Shaktipat. Even now, Shakti is received at his Samadhi shrine and from his photographs. Indeed, he fully pervades the inner and outer worlds, for since such saints have merged themselves in the self of all, they are omnipresent. Normally, it is very difficult to get to know gurus or to understand them. If someone performs a small miracle, we accept him as a guru. If someone gives a little sermon, we accept him as a guru. If someone gives a mantra or shows a technique of Tantra, we accept him as a guru. In this way, we accept so many people as gurus that we are cheated of inner satisfaction. Finally, our faith is destroyed, and we begin to think that guruhood itself is hypocrisy. The result is that we stay far away from true gurus. We get deceived by phony gurus and then despise true gurus. We set up gurus out of nobodies and get nothing in return. Thus, we end by becoming hostile to a true master and do him terrible injustice. The guru is true. The guru is perfect. The guru is simple, direct, and loving. He is the well-wisher of his disciples. He doesn't steal his disciples' money. Instead, he takes their ignorance or nescience. He doesn't seize their wealth or property, but he takes their sins and anxieties. The greatness of the guru is that he can lead his disciples to the vision of God without severe asceticism. He brings the peace of a cave and the experience of solitude right into people's houses. He shows the spiritual path in the midst of the world. He lets you see the Himalayas in everyday life and Mount Kailas in meditation. Such gurus do not advise the wrongful renunciation of property and the wealth of this world, but instead make us renounce our limited individuality. They are hostile to the limited self, jealous of individuality, and angry with differentiation. They do not make us dry and empty within by telling us to renounce the things of this world, which are created by God. Blessing him with the divine favor, the guru turns a person's ordinary life with mother, father, and relatives into a sacred existence. Then he follows his occupation in society and sees his life as a gift bestowed by God. He performs every action with a mind devoted to God, and as he gains the guru's grace, he naturally, through meditation, sees the self shining in his own heart. The guru bestows the vision of God even while one is living in the world. But a person without a guru takes an endless array of initiations, dries out his blood in forests and jungles, in caves and in the Himalayas, and exhausts his enthusiasm by torturing himself. He cries and calls out in the name of his fate and karma. Finally, when he does not find God, he is left burning with anxiety. When will I find him? Who will show me? The guru is a great and miraculous deity. Don't think that a realized guru is an ordinary person and abandon him. You will understand his greatness only when his full grace descends on you. The guru elevates his disciples to a high level, shows them their own true nature, merges them with Shiva, and makes them Shiva. The guru has the uncommon power to transform man completely. He bestows a new life in which there is no old age and no sorrow. He makes us attain perfection in this very world. Just as an owl cannot see by day, nor a crow at night, without the grace of a guru, man does not see the world as heaven, but only as sorrow and suffering. The guru should be one who has fully realized the mantra and can charge it with conscious force. He should be a master of Shaktipat, possessing great spiritual power. He may be a householder or a renunciate, but he must be able to transmit Shakti. God's power of divine grace should dwell in him completely. There are many gurus in the world. In guruhood, there is no differentiation of sex. Parashiva is the guru, and Parashakti Chiti is also the guru. The guru is unfathomable. From the viewpoint of knowledge, men and women are the same. They have the same Shakti, the same soul, the same fulfillment. A human being into whom the energy of consciousness is transmitted is no longer merely a man or woman. Whatever such a being's external form may be, inwardly, that person is fully the all-pervasive Chiti. Although in everyday life such a one may appear to be male or female, that person's inner being is nothing but Parashiva Shakti. When the great Kundalini, the mother of yoga, is awakened by the Guru's divine grace, all impurities of the flesh are destroyed, and the consciousness of being a man or a woman is burned away in the fire of yoga. Then Chiti Shakti enters the 7 bodily elements and makes them the embodiment of Chiti. When you mix sugar with water, it becomes syrup. When Kundalini is moving within, the body may appear to be made of flesh, but it becomes and stays pure consciousness. When this is the case, who is man and who is woman? In gurus, the Chiti Shakti of the Supreme is continually at play. Intoxicated in Shakti's dance, gurus live enraptured, engulfed in the bliss of love. That beginningless energy, which comes from God and has been flowing until this moment, is still reveling. When she is set in motion in the disciple by the Guru, she burns all his impurities in the fire of yoga. She removes all his layers of ignorance and makes him completely pure. In the end, the perfect disciple himself becomes a Guru. How should we act toward that venerable supreme Guru who enters his disciple in the form of Chiti? How should we love him? How should we repay his beneficence? O Gurudev, in our impure and ever-changing physical bodies, you see neither difference nor non-difference, purity nor impurity, disease nor absence of disease. Full of grace, you enter us and wash away our sins and uncleanliness. You enter us in the form of Shakti and activate every blood cell and nerve. What sustenance you give, how gracious, how compassionate you are. What friend can there be like the Shakti bestowing Guru, who, through the inner yogic movements, cleans like a washerman all the limbs and organs of the body, both pleasant and unpleasant, who cleanses its nerves clogged with impurities and takes away all its disorders of phlegm, bile, and wind. Working like servants and laborers, he burns up the inner dirt and incinerates it in the fire of yoga until the body is pure gold. What friend, what lover, what mother, what deity is there like such a Guru? What service can one offer him? Taking no notice of our family or birth, our worth or lack of it, our faults or virtues, he enters into us and accepts us. How can we sing the greatness of such a Guru? Nityananda is everything to Muktananda. His supreme father, his deity, his ecstasy, his meditation, and his samadhi are solely Nityananda. Beloved Nityananda, I worship the Sadguru, the beloved Guru. Can I, singing thus, ever repay your bounty? No, Gurudev, you are almighty. Sri Gurudev Ashram exists only to worship you. Gurudev, you are the breath that flows into me, and I am the breath that flows out. Ham is Nityananda, so is Muktananda. Soham Nityananda, Soham Nityananda. This is how I worship you every day. Om Namah Shivaya is the mantra you gave me at my initiation. It is the very form by which you are remembered, Gurudev. You are Shiva. The Guru is called Shiva, and Shiva is considered to be the Guru. There is no difference between the two, Shiva and the Guru. Soham is the meditation mantra you gave, which stabilizes the flow of concentration. When you gave me Soham, you made complete my offering to the sacrificial ritual of my sadhana. When I made the final oblation of Soham, I became peaceful. I became satisfied. I became Soham. It was not simply the gift of your grace, but you yourself who became Soham and entered within me. You turned my sins into ashes and washed me of my impurity. You turned this bound soul into Shiva and made me your own. O Gurudev, how should I honor you? How should I worship you? I know that I shall always repeat, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev. What wonderful fortune it is to have such a Guru as your own Guru, to be initiated by such a Siddha. The word given by him is a conscious mantra. The supreme Guru, full of Chiti, enters the disciple through mantra, through touch, or through look. Therefore, it is no wonder that a disciple can come to a full siddhahood simply by living with such a guru, by establishing a relationship with him, by living in his ashram, by touching his feet and drinking the water that has been sanctified by them, by eating his prasad, by serving him and praising him, by absorbing the vibrations of Chiti that flow from his love-intoxicated state, by contracting the particles of Chiti that come from his clothes and emerge from his incoming and outflowing breath, along with the music of Soham. My respected Gurudev was a great Siddha like this. Rays of divine consciousness continuously flowed from him. Whoever he looked at would rise up awakened. Great was his glory. It is said in the Hatha Yoga Pradipaka, it is difficult to give up sense pleasures. It is difficult to see the truth. It is difficult to attain the state of sahaja, natural samadhi, without the compassion of a Sadguru. Many methods have been given for the attainment of peace in human life. Some of these are external, some internal. Many types of spiritual paths have been described in the Vedas, in the 6 schools of philosophy, and in holy books such as the Ramayana and Srimad Bhagavatam. Only after one pursues these techniques diligently with self-effort and faith for a long time do they bear fruit. No matter which path you resort to or how many types of devotion we practice, it is very difficult to attain the sahaja state. The supreme state of absolute unity with God, which is the mark of the sahaja state, can be attained only through the path of the siddhas. Indeed, it cannot be attained through any other method. This is exactly what the Yoga Shikha Upanishad says. O Brahma, it is very difficult to achieve the state of beatitude through various paths. It can be achieved only through the path of the siddhas and no other. The Guru, our Supreme Father, brings us to that state through his initiation. He destroys our sins and unites us with God. The wise men who know the true scriptures say, that is initiation in which the noose of bondage is destroyed and union with Shiva is bestowed. When the disciple is initiated, the Guru's Shakti enters him. As a tree exists in the form of a seed, so Shakti exists in the form of the Guru. And entering the disciple, it induces many types of yogic movements. As the seeker, remembering his beloved Guru, sits for meditation, identifying himself with the Guru and repeating the Guru's mantra, then the Guru in the form of the mantra becomes active within him. These movements, or kriyas, are not meaningless or fruitless. It is the Guru's Shakti that works inside in the form of these kriyas, producing many different contortions of the body, many kinds of yogic postures, pranayama, dances, mantras, and mudras. If anybody were to see these from the outside, they would look very strange and frightening, but the seeker is not afraid. He experiences from these movements a kind of intoxication, an ecstasy, a lightness of the limbs, a sturdiness of the body. Some of the kriyas are a part of Raja Yoga, some of Hatha Yoga, some of Mantra Yoga, and some of Bhakti Yoga. For when the power of the Guru enters the disciple, all these yogas occur spontaneously according to the disciple's needs. When all 4 yogas come together to work within the disciple, this is called Siddha Yoga, or Maha Yoga. It is also called Siddha Marga, or the path of the Siddhas, and Siddha Kripa, or the grace of the Siddhas. As time goes by, as his devotion to the Guru grows, as he enters more within the Guru and identifies more with him, the stronger the kriyas become and the greater the supernatural experiences such as clairaudience, clairvoyance, and spontaneous yogic postures. Sometimes, however, his progress is slowed down because, through the impurity of his heart, the seeker starts to see attachments, dislikes, and other faults in the Guru. Then he says, Babaji, I am not getting the kriyas I used to have. I tell him, you will get them, you will certainly get them, but first reform yourself. Sometimes my venerable guru would get angry, and I used to explain it to myself in this way. Listen, brother, all the actions and works of the Lord are full of the Lord. Whatever they may be, they are sacred. All his actions and works are auspicious and give happiness. You may or may not be aware of it, but is there any difference in the state that Lord Krishna bestowed on the gopis when he was so pleased with their one-pointed love, that he bestowed on Uddhava and Arjuna by his instruction, and that he forced upon Kamsa and Chanur by slaying them? The state that he gave to Devaki, his mother, is the same state that he gave to Putana, who gave him poison to drink. He gave it to Devaki out of love and to Putana out of rage, but in essence, both are exactly the same. One of the aspects of God's play is bliss. All works, all actions, and all deeds of the one without a second are of the same essence. In the same way, all the actions of the Guru are the unfolding of Chiti's drama. All these actions are virtuous. All bring progress. By searching for faults in the behavior of such a guru, the seeker hinders his own sadhana. One should never look for bad qualities in gurus, saints, or siddhas. The behavior of siddhas is very strange, and ordinary people cannot understand it. If you live in the company of saints, you should not criticize them. My guru would sometimes yell at people and even beat them. There was always a reason for this. Such saints possess a divine radiance. Their way is such that they learn from the ignorant and teach the learned. They fight the brave and flee from the jackal. If they do not get anything, they demand it. If they get something, they give it away. Everybody wants something from these emperors of saints, who possess nothing but give everything to those who ask. The things that the world considers valuable are worthless to them. Siddhas are far, far away from ordinary life. Chapter 4, Chiti Kundalini, the Divine Mother. The tradition of gurus is very great. It is said that from time immemorial, their strength, their power, and the force of their austerities have protected us like a mountain. It is such a guru who transmits his Shakti into the disciple, pierces the chakras, and stabilizes him in the Sahasrara. He causes the sublime Chit Shakti to descend into the disciple. This is described in the Pratyahijnahradyam, thus, Chiti Svantantra Vishva Siddhi Hetu. Chiti, by her own free will, creates the universe. This Chit Shakti is no different from Paramashiva, the Supreme Lord. She is the ground of the whole process of creation, sustenance, and destruction of the universe. Chit Shakti is completely free. She performs all actions and gives the fruit of all spiritual disciplines. She bestows both worldly fulfillment and liberation. She grants an easy means to happiness. Self-luminous, transcending time, space, and form, she is the creative aspect of Parashiva, the basis of all forms of energy. It is she who gives grace and she who controls it. She is the illuminator of transcendental reality. She is both worldly life and spiritual life. The glory of this supreme Shakti is marvelous. She is the knowledge of the enlightened and the fruit of action of the active. She is the ecstatic state of bhaktas and the dynamic kundalini of yogis. In fact, she is the beauty of the whole world. The whole world is adorned by Chiti. She is Parashiva's supreme Shakti, Chiti, who is exceedingly marvelous and can be perceived only through great wonderment. The entire functioning of this universe, from worldly to spiritual, is carried on by Chiti. O Mother Chiti, beloved wife of Parashiva and his dynamic expression, you are his throbbing vibrations. You are the essence of the 5 elements that compose the universe. You are the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets. O goddess Kundalini, you are heaven. Vaikuntha and the netherworlds, you are the 3 worlds and the 4 directions. In your divine existence, you assume the 8,400,000 forms of life. Those born of sweat, seed, egg, and womb, you reveal these endless inspirations within your own being. You possess infinite modes of being. It is no wonder people become exhausted from investigating the nature of this universe, for the manifestations of your divine light are endless. You have brought forth this creation consistently of unity and diversity within yourself, but you remain completely detached. You rejoice only in supreme ecstasy. You can be attained through the Vedas, through Vedanta, through different scriptures and mantras. O Mother Kundalini, you are the blissful Shakti that came from Nityananda. You are yoga and the 8 limbs of yoga. You are the essence of samadhi. You are the Nivakalpa state. You are the almighty sustainer of the human body. O Mother Kundalini, the embodiment of Chiti, you are the pure-souled guru of all great gurus. Enthroned on the guru's seat in the 2-petaled lotus between the eyebrows, you secure for your disciples what they don't already have and preserve what they already possess. O Yogini Kundalini, you are the supreme deity of spiritual aspirants. O Guru, O abode of love, dynamic energy, you are the grace that came from Nityananda. You are the 2-syllabled Soham, his gift to me. Because of you, I am. Mother, you are the consummation of my initiation. With the blue pearl as your vehicle, you appear to my devotees in my form, and through these visions give them faith. O beloved Yoga Shakti, I offer to you my love for my Guru. You are an incomparable bestower of fruits. You hold within yourself countless powers. Assuming numberless forms, you become the Sita of Rama, the Radha of Krishna, the Lakshmi of Narayana, the Bhavani of Shiva, the yogi's power of yoga, the activating energy within sadhakas, and the grace-bestowing power of gurus in the form of Shaktipat. You are the guru. You are the Shakti of those who transmit Shakti. This Mother Shakti, supremely honored, lives in the guru, becoming the guru. Therefore, the guru is neither male nor female. He is only the power of blissful love, absorbed in his own ecstasy. He is the enlightening force of the fully unfolded Kundalini. Chiti Shakti and the guru are the same. The guru is in Chiti, and Chiti is in the guru, and the two are absolutely identical. The guru is the visible form of Parabrahman. In truth, he is Parabrahman. Moreover, the guru who projects the divine Chiti into his disciples is not only the guru, he is the disciple's own beloved life breath, his own inner self. Not only that, he himself is the wealth of the disciple's sadhana and the goal of his sadhana. It is the guru principle, the essence of guruhood, that one attains through sadhana. The guru who has transcended the phenomenal world, who is full of divine ecstasy, full of supreme bliss. There is not the slightest exaggeration in the description of the guru in the Guru Gita, or in Jnaneshwar's Song of the Guru's Glory in Jnaneshwari. Compared with the water that has washed the Guru's feet, the elixir of life is an ordinary drink. According to the Guru Gita, worship of the Guru is the universal worship. The Guru is the whole universe, including Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. There is nothing higher than the Guru, therefore worship him devotedly. You will understand the meaning of this only when you have a direct experience of the Guru, who is charged with Chiti. He is all holy places, all gods. What more can I say? The Guru is the all-pervading Brahman, taking the form of the universe, and it is this one who enters the disciple in the form of grace, who causes his own divine power of grace to enter into the disciple. To effect this entry is what is called Shaktipat initiation, the true Kriya Yoga, or Guru's grace. Guru's grace is the infusion of the Rudra Shakti into the disciple.